Great. Enlightenment.
Now let's hear some. I'll be telling you what I think enlightenment is. I think enlightenment is a complete understanding that is beyond anything that could be learned from education or experience in the material world. It could look different for everyone and can be reached in an array of ways. It is when one finds their true self by going within and seeing beyond the separation of the modern world. Once one is enlightened, they see the oneness of the galaxy.
Thank you, Stella. My name is Andrew, and my Dharma name is Wan Yu Ma, and I couldn't agree with Stella more. My thoughts on enlightenment is that enlightenment to me is when I feel that I am truly present in the moment. And when I am truly present in the moment, I feel liberated. I feel at peace, and I feel contentment, and I feel that I am away from the anxiety and stress that comes with everyday life, and I'm in touch with my true nature. And when I do the simple things in life, like holding my spouse's hand or giving my kids a hug or even a good cup of coffee, I feel in touch with my true nature. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew and Stella. Now, would you
Please join us in the four bows in standing position to the Dhammakaya Buddha Fourfold Grace.
정지영기야 심정 만사여외야 심통 전지여와 동일체 아요 전지영 심정 전지영기야 심정 만사여외야 심통 전지여와 동일체 아여 전지영 심정 Spiritual energy of heaven and earth settles in my being. My spirit penetrates all things as my mind wills. Heaven, earth, and I become one. I am one with the way of heaven and earth.
O grace of heaven and earth, grace of parents and ancestors, grace of fellow beings, grace of justice and laws. How grateful we are to celebrate this enlightenment of our founding teacher. On April 28, 1916, Chung Bin Park, Venerable Sotaesan was enlightened to the truth of the universe and became the founding teacher of Won Buddhism. Thanks to Sotaesan's great endeavor and thanks to his great awakening, here we are today in our One Practice community. We celebrate this day not only as the founding anniversary of Won Buddhism, but as our own spiritual birthday. As we adjust to living in this pandemic era, we are grateful to gather in person and online to honor and celebrate all the Buddhas, sages, and teachers who guide us on the path of a great awakening. We also honor and celebrate the seeds of great enlightenment within each of us. In deep gratitude, we welcome the 107th birthday of Won Buddhism and the 55th year of Won Buddhism in the Americas, and the 17th anniversary of One Temples in North Carolina. For the past 17 years, it has been a great blessing for me to live in this welcoming community and to practice with friends near and far. We, as a Dharma family, envision that our 2 temples in Chapel Hill and Raleigh will become spiritual pillars to benefit all practitioners in North Carolina and beyond, now and in the future. Today, we also celebrate the creation of our new meditation garden and dedicate it with joy to the community. May this garden be a healing place where all visitors can come and connect to their true nature, finding inner peace and grace. As we pay homage to this auspicious day, may we meditate on the meaning of enlightenment. May we be awakened to the truth of no rising and no ceasing. May we be awakened to the truth of cause and effect. May our sisters and brothers in Dharma be awakened to their true mind and be liberated. This we pray. May we breathe in light and breathe out joy. In the source of light, the Ill One Sun within, may we see the enlightened Buddha within and the enlightened Buddhas around us. As we sit together in this celebration, may our minds and hearts continue to connect and be renewed. Breathe in, breathe out.
Speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and not-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and laws, the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. will one manifest as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence, till one unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is viewed as impermanence, till one unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing, with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after real ones on the Dharma Kaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of will one and become one with the nature of will one.
Let us sit in silence in our deep heart of equanimity for about 15 minutes.
The 107th Great Enlightenment Day message, a life of grace and gratitude. In this month of great enlightenment, may each corner of the world be filled with grace. May the path ahead of all humankind and all living beings be filled with the light of great awakening. May regions where conflict and disease exist become safe and stable. We sincerely hope and pray that peace will prevail in this world. Being born into the world with the force of life, we wake up each day and awaken to our consciousness at each moment. This is grace. Each day we are reborn, grateful for our life. Each day we embrace and live in the fullness of grace, gratitude, and compassion. We are grateful for the air that we breathe. We are grateful for the solid ground on which we stand. With the grace of the sun and the moon, we can distinguish myriad things in the universe. With the grace of rain, wind, and dew, we sustain our lives. Above all, the infinite truth of eternity and the principle of causality, turning and turning, these forces of truth sustain our lives. All is grace. All is gratitude. May abundant grace flow outward from us each day. May abundant gratitude flow in our hearts each day. May compassion fill our lives. And may this be our daily response to the graces of eternal truth. As our life continues, the more our altruistic mind expands. As our life continues, the more our selfless mind deepens. As our mind matures, all traces of self disappear, and we serve the good of all. Every day, just as our body naturally regulates proper body temperature, may we consciously and naturally embody a life of grace, gratitude, and altruism. May the light of enlightenment illuminate our paths. Palms together. Venerable Juk San Nim, the head Dharma master of Won Buddhism, USA.
Please welcome Michael. Sotesan's Enlightenment.
Good morning, everyone. In quiet moments over the last few weeks, I've been pondering a question Reverend Wontempel posed to me. What does enlightenment mean to me? I thought perhaps enlightenment means freedom. Well, if that's what it is, then what does freedom mean to me? Well, perhaps freedom means no fear. But then what does no fear mean? Does it mean maintaining equanimity? But then what does equanimity mean? This ever-expanding fractal of thought went on and on, never quite reaching a unifying core. I felt like I was able to see many of the branches of enlightenment: freedom, acceptance, compassion, equanimity, grace, but I could not see what comprised the base of this magnificent tree. I asked myself, what is the truth at the root of enlightenment? In my digging for this unifying truth, I exhausted myself. With each new facet that entered my mind, multitude of related arms seemed to spring from it. How could I possibly find one unifying feature in such a tangled web? Then I thought, perhaps the truth is not one separate thing. The truth is everything. I began to think that perhaps enlightenment is this truth. It is following the eternally splitting branches of this endless fractal and also seeing the entire thing in its entirety all at once. Enlightenment is to see the beautiful complexity of everything, and enlightenment is where it becomes the simplicity of just one thing, the truth. It is an ever-present promise understood in every moment of miraculous existence, never needing reassurance. All things appearing as one, balanced like a jewel in hand. And now we will hear a wonderful Dharma Talk from our friend Michael.
Good morning. Thank you, Cassie, for describing a little of what I was going to try and describe this morning, when I was going to try and tell you the true story of Master Sotaesan's life leading to his enlightenment. Master Sotaesan was born in a rural area of South Korea in a farming family, relatively poor. At a very young age, before he started school, he started asking the questions a lot like what Cassie was describing. Asking why. His parents, who were very loving and indulgent in the most possible way, encouraged him and supported him and never chastised him for his extreme interest in the truth. When he went to school, they weren't quite as understanding, and he didn't last there long. Because asking questions and over, never finding the answer wasn't the way you're supposed to learn in school then, there, or even now. So he left school, and at the age of 6, he heard that the answers to his questions could be answered by the mountain spirit. And there was a mountain behind his house. And so every day, for 4 years, he climbed that mountain and prayed to the mountain spirits all day long, came back home at nighttime. A real mountain, probably 2 miles to climb up that mountain. I think that's about right. And his parents, again, encouraged him, supported him, seemed to understand the depth of his need to find this answer. So here's this little boy. They even built him a place to sit up there and to pray. They sent him every day with a lunch. And he did this every single day. Rain, snow, sun, heat. He kept going. Finally, around the age of 11, he decided he hadn't got an answer from the mountain spirits. He hadn't gotten anything. He hadn't seen any mountain spirits, hadn't found any mountain spirits. And he heard that there were people in Korea that were with this Dharma of some sort. So he went to find a teacher to teach him about the Dharma, about the truth that he was looking for. And for about the next 4 or 5 years, he traveled and looked for a teacher close, wherever he could at that age. And again, he found no one, except for perhaps people who were charlatans. But he never found a real teacher, and he never gave up. Finally, at the age of 15, he got married. It was a family situation. That was a very lucky thing, because around that time, he started really turning inward. And he started contemplating and meditating, even though I don't think he knew what meditation was. But he was meditating, he was contemplating. He started going into deep periods of samadhi for days at a time. He got weaker and weaker and sicker at times because he didn't take care of himself at all. Fortunately, he was there in a rural area of Korea. If he'd been here, he might have wound up in a psych hospital instead of becoming a great enlightened master. Things got worse and worse. He didn't bathe. His hair was long and disheveled. His nails were long. He would often spend the day at the river just standing there. But luckily, in the society, nobody bothered him. He just stayed on his way. Finally, after years and years, all these years from 15 to 26, on April 28th, 1916, he woke up one morning and everything was suddenly clear. He could see all his answers were clear in his mind all of a sudden. He saw himself and he said to himself, what have I been doing? And he cleaned himself up and he groomed and and he realized everything he'd been looking for all at once. Great clarity, great depth of understanding. As it turns out, in history as we know it, he was the second person to ever do this. To find great enlightenment, full enlightenment of the Buddha, first one being the Buddha himself, who also found his way without guidance and became the guider who would help other people follow his path so that they didn't have to do it the way he did. Master Sotaesan decided immediately that he wanted to also teach people about his path. And he began by looking to see what he had never learned before, learning about other faiths. And he quickly realized that the faith in the world that was closest to his great enlightenment was the teachings of the Buddha. And so he said that that the Buddha would be his original source of inspiration. But he didn't have the Buddha to reach Buddhahood. He didn't have anyone to teach him. And he dedicated his life to creating a path for us so that we could reach great enlightenment without having to go through what he went through. which eventually caused him, was part of what ended his life at a relatively young age, all the adversity that he went through. So I was thinking today, when I was thinking of telling you this story, I thought, can I call this a story? Story sounds like something that happened long ago and far, far away, and it's kind of a myth. And I thought, okay, I wanted to somehow convey this happened not very long ago at all. People saw this happening. People witnessed what happened afterwards. This is not a long ago story. This is a modern story, but it's so amazing, so remarkable that it's hard to get our minds around it. What is this great enlightenment? And people today have done some wonderful speaking about great enlightenment. I certainly don't know exactly what great enlightenment is. But I know that there's a path that Master Sotaesan dedicated the rest of his life to creating for us, for everyone in the world, to create a better world through creating great enlightenment in each individual, creating societies that would be founded on that great enlightenment, rather than external rules or ideas that will be founded by internal light. The internal light that's in all of us, the Master Sotaesan expressed first and then offered us a way to find there in ourselves. So I thank you for listening, and happy Great Enlightenment Day.
On April 28, 1916, Master Sotaesan, founder of One Buddhism, was enlightened to the truth of the universe. This auspicious day has come to be known as Great Enlightenment Day.
Hi, I'm Jared, and I live in Utah.
So what does Great Enlightenment Day have to do with my everyday out here in the West? The scripture of the Founding Master, Chapter 7, the Principle of the Nature 5, the Founding Master says, regardless of who it is, if one understands and practices the principle that illuminates the one mind by penetrating the myriad dharmas, then one will certainly attain the great, perfect, right enlightenment. Master Sotaesan's insistence that we are all Buddhas and engaging in a dedicated and faithful practice ensures enlightenment motivates my every day. And every day, little enlightenments, those simple and clear aha moments, are at my fingertips by connecting with our Sangha through our website, YouTube, and our brand new podcast, Heart of Practice. Your favorite app, simply search for Heart of Practice, One Buddhism, North Carolina, and be sure to subscribe and like for more. Deep gratitude for traveling together with us on this great enlightenment path. 감사합니다.
Thank you all for your sharing and presence with us today. We are excited that our Temples podcast has been launched. Also, we have just changed the name of our YouTube channel to Hearts of Practice. This will align with our podcast name. Through our Dharma channels, may our journey of enlightenment be enriched. We hope to see you this afternoon for our open house and garden dedication ceremony. This runs from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., many activities, and classes, and food, and fellowship. A lot to absorb today. Fractals, lessons, seeking, and asking the question, what is enlightenment? What does it mean to each of us, and where are we on our journey? I wish us all well. In conclusion, our Reverends will sing the Song of Great Enlightenment in Korean.
만덩이 타오르는 봄날에 이른 아침 우렁찬한 소리 새 하늘 열려서라 만유가 한 채서 만법이 한 근원 두려쉽게 치셨네 새 부처님 대종사 기쁘다 대각하셨네 세외상 열으셨네 기르세 대종사님 새 부처님 우리 대종사 우다마 피어른 봄날에 이른 아침 우주와 만생을 품 안에 안으셨네 거룩한 큰 사랑 열애의 만능을 두려지가 주셨네 새 부처님 대종사 Together 기쁘다 대각하셨네 세외상 열으셨네 기르세 대종사님 새 부처님 우리 대종사 We sing this song every year to connect with the spirit of Sutta-san's enlightenment. Thank you so much for being here through online and through your in-person presence. How do you feel today, Reverends?
I feel very happy. Very happy. Thank you all for joining us today.
I can really feel Reverend Young truly want to celebrate this day from deep from her heart. And she prepares for this event, an afternoon program, with great dedication and joy. I can feel it. Thank you, Reverend Young. Thank you, Reverend Wong. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Well, officially, we are done with this our celebration event. Your presence this morning means so much. We used to have like 150 friends. So now we're starting that journey slowly. But guess what? We have one more thing to do. And it's one of the tradition. Each temple want to send Happy Great Enlightenment Day shout out, greeting. and then we collect them and make all one video as a whole, one Buddhism community as a world. So could you join us adding your energy and voice? Thank you. So please come to this altar. Take your short front line. You could hold back line. Sit on the altar, some of you, and stand behind me. We're gonna say in Korean.
Okay.
We're gonna say in Korean, happy 대각 개교절. So as soon as we finish it, then I'm not asking you to say it. As soon as you're gonna say happy great Enlightenment Day, and then you're like, yay! 1, 2, 3. Happy great Enlightenment Day. One more time. One more time. I'm gonna say in Korean first, and then you're gonna say in English. Happy 대각 개교절.
Happy Great Enlightenment Day! Yay!
Thank you.
일원상 서원문 일원은 하나도 단의 입정저이요 유무초하루 생사문임바 천지부모동포법률에 본원이요 재불조사범부 중생의 성품으로 능히 성유상하고 능히 성무상하여 유상으로 보면 상주불멸로 여여자연하여 무량세계를 전개하였고 무상으로 보면 우주의 성주계공과 만물의 생로병사와 사생의 심신작용을 따라 육도로 변화를 시켜 혹은 진급으로 혹은 강급으로 혹은 생어애로 혹은 애생어은으로 이와 같이 무량세계를 전개하였나니 우리 어리석은 중생은 입업신불일원상을 제받아서 심신을 원만하게 수호하는 공부를 하며 또는 사리를 원만하게 하는 공부를 하며 또는 심신을 원만하게 사용하는 공부를 지성으로 하여 진급이 되고 은혜는 입을지언정 강급이 되고 해독은 입지 아니하기로써 이론의 위력을 얻도록까지 서원하고 이론의 재성에 아파도로까지 일원은 하나도 다 내 입정저이요 유무초월의 생사무님바 천지부모동포범유래본원이요 제불조사범부중생의 성품으로 능해성유성하고 능일성무성하여 유성으로 보면 상주불멸로 여여자연하여 우량세계를 전개하였고 우성으로 보면 우주의 성주계공과 만물의 생로병사와 사생의 심신작용을 따라 육도로 변화를 시켜 혹은 진급으로 혹은 강급으로 혹은 생어예로 혹은 생어운으로 이와 같이 무량세계를 전개하였나니 우리 어리석은 중생은 이 법신불일원상을 제받아서 심신을 원만하게 수호하는 공부를 하며 또는 사리를 원만하게 하는 공부를 하며 또는 심신을 원만하게 사용하는 공부를 지성으로 하여 진급이 되고 은혜는 입을지언정 강급이 되고 해독은 입지 아니하기로써 이론의 위력을 얻도록까지 서원하고 이론의 재성에 아파도록까지 일원상 서원문 일원은 하나도 다 내 입정저이요 유무초월의 생사무님바 천지부모동포범유래본원이요 제불조사범부중생의 성품으로 능일성유상하고 능일성무상하여 유상으로 보면 상주불멸로 여여자연하여 무량세계를 전개하였고 무상으로 보면 우주의 성주계공과 만물의 생로병사와 사생의 심신작용을 따라 육도로